Good one. So my memory is selected. Let me stop here. That means you are starting at 8. You're supposed to start at 8 and until it's 12. So that because we don't have access to water. I'm wrong, you must be correct. So we were in the process of discussing the factors that influence the people's behavior, that means human behavior. So we have so far discussed the cultural factors, under which we discuss culture, subculture, and social class. And also we discuss about the social factors, which includes the groups, family, role, and status. And then we start talking about the personal factors. In terms of the personal factors, the first thing is our age, and in which stage that we are in the life cycles, which determine the way that we are looking at our life. So our requirements are changing, so therefore they are demanding also change. And the other one is occupation. So based on even though we are in the same age, based on the job what we do, we demand for certain products. So that's the idea. But so how we can illustrate it? Like say for an example, when we were schooling, you had friends. So some of those friends might be now working as teachers. Some are not working, and some they are doing their own jobs, and some are working in the private sector. So it's the same age, but they do different jobs. The ones those who are the teachers, so they might purchase sort of like the stuff relevant to their job. And the ones who are not working, so they will not really need much of clothing and those kind of stuff when compared to the ones who are working in the private sector. But if someone is working as a nurse or in the police, so they don't need to spend much for clothing because they have the uniform. So likewise, and the ones who are in the self-employed, they might be collecting very much about the casuals. So even if you take the product called dress, depending on the job what you do, how much that you are spending and which nature that you are spending is there. Example, the occupation. We are in the same age, based on the age, based on the occupation. People demand the same age based on the occupation. People demand clothing items. People demand clothing items in different volumes. Different nature. So that you can take down the example like nurse, not much spending for clothes, because the uniforms are being clear. Teacher mainly for the Sri Lankan context is salaries. The private sector office vans, self-employed casuals, not employed, not much spending. Even if you take a person who is working in the private sector and the one who is working on the road, so that person doesn't have anything to maintain their appearance. So the person is not much spending for that, but the UN is working in a particular organization, so we want to maintain our appearance, so that we are spending. And the economic situation is very straightforward. Like if you have more income, certainly you go for a more quality and more quantity. But if you're having average or the low income, so your quality standards for the product and the quantity that you are purchasing is also the moderate and low. Lifestyle. The economic situation is very straightforward. High income always go for high quality and high volume. And the moderate and the low level, so you go for inferior product and the resting quantity. So get see and the lifestyle. So where some people may have very healthy lifestyle. So you are very particular about your health and the nutrition what you are taking. And you want to be free from non-communicable diseases like diabetes or anything. If you have that kind of healthy lifestyle, so whenever you are eating, you are very particular about the ingredient of the product. You try your level best to work away from the junk food. And you do exercises. So with that lifestyle, the relevant to that lifestyle, you demand the product. So if you want to eat something, you are very particular from where that I am to eat. Am I going for any food or am I going for a food which is having some nutrition? And also it doesn't like the challenge my health. And you might be eating the ingredients, unless otherwise you don't. And also like since you are having very healthy oriented lifestyle, so you do exercises. So for you to do exercises, you need certain products. Sports wears and some active wears. And also like you might be purchasing some physical exercise equipment. And also you might be very particular about your the height, weight, so you might be doing regular health checkups to maintain your BMI. So likewise, those things are only required if people who are very healthy oriented. Unless otherwise other people don't care about it. Well, then it's a kind of opportunity for marketers, those who are in the health sector, because they are very much particular about the vitamins. So I'm taking on board to my product. And also it's something very important for the clothing item traders because they demand those kind of items. And even the medical equipment, like the pressure monitor and those kind of ones, because they are very particular about the scales for the body scale measurements. And even food, the fast food restaurants, where they are very particular about how much the quantity they are consuming per day. Like say for an example, like if you take of course now the matter is not available in Sri Lanka, but now if you take the European people and the Asian people, the European people are having very health-oriented lifestyle. But the Asian people, we don't care much about the health. So then accordingly, they have to adapt their approach. Like if we take the promotional side, normally European people, they specifically know how much the calories a particular person should have per day. How much we have to have, they are a lady and how many calories that we require if you are the female or if you are a female. What is daily calorie requirement of a female? 2,500 or 2,000. I think gents require 2,500, but the ladies, the other way around. If you get it. Yeah, so 2,000 in and 2,500 for men. So then the European people are very concerned about like how much calories they are taking in the morning for breakfast. and then like each food that they are getting, like they are deducting from the maximum number that they can take. So that's how their dinner has become very light, because the quota is already over by the time it comes to dinner. But the Asian people, we don't care, like whatever can be, we don't care like how much calorie is there. We eat, but very hardly we eat. So then how the McDonald's is using that, because whenever you are going to have like dining, so for the tray liner, so I mean, the sheet that are going to give on the tray. So in Asian context, they use it for promotion. They just printed a particular food and saying that, okay, this is offer or something like that. But in the European countries, it's not only the offer, the reverse side of it, it says that, okay, this meal is having this much of calorie. So then while they are reading, I'm eating this much of carbohydrate, protein. So then they just calculate out this much calorie, now it's gone from my quota for the breakfast. So then the lunch, they do remember that one, and then add the amount that they are getting for the lunch. So then by the time it comes to dinner, it's only very small quantities left. So that's why they are going for small the diet. So that's the market you should understand. What is the lifestyle of a particular people in this country? If people are not care about the health, they can spend anything. So that's why in Sri Lanka, like it says that we are eating like I think more than like 20 to 40% poisons we are eating, because we don't have healthy lifestyle. So all the food item, like I was listening to one of the news item even yesterday also, like the Ajinomoto, so the different versions of Ajinomotos are there, like the fourth version is the worst one, that's also coming to Sri Lanka. So that's really cause cancer. So that's why the patients, those who are being admitted to Apeksha, drastically has been increased. Because like even you and me also something very hard to be feelings, and not even the ingredients. We don't care the expiry date. So it's reflects, so that's why people are like giving a lot of manipulation. Like we have healthy lifestyle or unhealthy lifestyle. The healthy lifestyle people, you can have like two branches, healthy lifestyle and unhealthy lifestyle. So these people are very particular about the ingredient of the food. Very particular about the ingredient of the food, and they are very particular about their body fitness. So therefore, whenever they consume food item, they are very conscious about it. Since they are very particular about their physical fitness, they demand for exercise equipment and even exercise apps. So they might download into their mobile phone and they do the exercises at home if they don't have the time to go to the gym. And also they are the ones which are very concerning about where the gym is there. So they might be using and they are doing some sports. So then they demand sports wears, active wears. And also they do the regular medical checkups. And they demand for nutrition like vitamin, minerals. And the other branch is unhealthy lifestyle, and they eat all the junk food and don't demand for any active wear. And don't worry about the gym, and they hardly do medical checkups. And sometimes those people might be spending lot for medicines that's mainly targeted for non-communicable diseases. So they might be the people those who are suffering from diabetes, obesity. So that's one way you can look at the lifestyle. So the market is just keep in your mind. So they nicely use this. So that's why normally the herbal products and even like organic products are really demand in certain countries, but not that much demand in Sri Lanka because we don't have healthy life. And also we can look at the lifestyle, like very materialistic lifestyle and the simple lifestyle. That's also the one we can look at. Like some people, they are very materialistic. So if those people are very materialistic, they demand a lot of product in quantity. And also they want to keep like their lifestyle is very sophisticated way. So it's a good time for market because whenever they even a particular clothing item, they purchase a lot of clothing. And they always go for a high quality. But if we take a simple person who doesn't much care about the person who doesn't see the life through the quantity of products and quality of the product the person is consuming. So that's the nature of a simple lifestyle. Because when the person is purchasing a dress for the dressing purpose, not to maintain the state. And even the volume is also relatively low. So that is simple lifestyle. And even if a particular person wants to have food, the materialistic person will just instead of food, that person will be looking for where there are food. And in terms of the quantity also, like you always go for the quality and the quantity always high. But another person would be simply go for the food per se. So I want the food, I don't mind from where that I'm going to have. So long as it's good for me, I take. So that is a simple lifestyle. So then the marketer should understand like which kind of people are living in this country. So sometimes both people are living, material people and also the simple people. So then accordingly you can offer. And the other one is personality and self-concept. What do you mean by personality? What do you mean by personality? The self-concept is how you look at yourself. I see myself is like this. The personality is how you want others to look at you. So then normally that's highly linked with our gender. So the females are having a feminine person. The males are having masculine person. What's the difference between these two? What's the nature of the females and what's the nature of the male? That's really matters for the marketers because accordingly we behave. Boys, how about your behavior? Like the masculine personalities belong to the males, very independent. And also, if I would say stubborn, and it's very hard to influence because if you are being just ask from yourself whether you have that personality. So then, like if you are being highly pressurized to do something, you want to. Because that someone can't get the things done from you by force. Someone is going to do by force, you want to. Because it's the nature of the personality. And the less emotions. You do have emotions, but you want express it. You want cry, like ladies. So that's, and in terms of decision making, very independent and relatively logical, less emotional. And also you want to maintain your status, especially Asian males, because you want to keep the dominance. And also less likely to be influenced by the others. So likewise, that's the nature. And also you are, the color preference is also different. Like you like very dull colors. So mainly black, white, blue, the brown, ash. So those we call as like the boys' colors. The red is unisex. The red basically it's both the gender lines. So that's the nature of the masculine personality. Then the opposite is feminine. Very dependent. You always need a companion. Very hardly we see like the lady is they're going alone here and there. And they're very emotional because every single person is having two sides of the brain, logical brain, emotional brain. So the lady is mainly very emotional. So even though educated, sometimes like make some sudden decisions, those are very foolish. Highly dependent, very emotional, and always you need assurance for your decisions because you are having a little bit of less confidence. Okay. And even the color preferences also like so you like pink, orange, very bright colors. So every version bright color. So so that's the difference between the males and the females. I mean, including the family. So the marketing should address. So if you want to approach a male, so you have to offer that product as a male product. So can you remember that when I was talking about the family? So when a particular family is purchasing a vehicle, the decision maker is the father or the younger brother. Father is younger brother. So that's why all the vehicles are coming in a way that you can catch that person's personality. So no matter who is using and no matter who is spending the money. But for tires, it's a female dominant. So that you have to attract the female. So that's why all the promotions is female focused. It's a feminine product. And even the same version, you have to offer feminine version and also the masculine version, like what? Same product, but you have to have male version and the female version, the masculine version and the feminine version. Example. If you have brothers, so like your partner, you see the real difference. Both use the same product, but different version. The different way of looking at it. Honestly, both are using it. But the boys want use their lovely. You want to keep it in your pocket. Even if you are keeping your shy to take it out in public. So that's why Farron Hansen is a boy version. It's a masculine version. And it's coming in the masculine term, Farron Hansen, and also black and white. This is have pink. The ingredient is the same. Because the pink version you are shy to take. And but the female version, feminine version, the same inside, but the packing you have to change. Even the lovely words don't go in the masculine. Even though you are lovely, you don't want to show it. So you want to keep your dominant. And what else? Like in the bedding is like mainly the boys don't like the pink color, but the ladies like the pink color. So if the decision is being taken by a lady, so which kind of a bedding do I have to use? No choice, you have to sleep on that bedding. But unless otherwise, so long as you are independent, so you want to go for that color. What are the others? Even heaters, the dresses. So we both wear the same product, but in different color versions. So the t-shirt is unisex. But hardly people wear, the masculine people wear very bright pink. So that won't suits to their personality. So likewise, as I said, mainly the boys are more logical than the females. The most of the product where the females dominantly make decisions, we look at the advertisements, they arouse the emotions. Like the full cream milk powders, they know that the female is the one who make a decision in the family. So they're talking about the mother's love. It's an emotional decision. Even a lot of beauty products, like soap, the beauty soap for a family. So that's a female decision, the dominant decision, the feminine product, so that you have to attract the feminine, so that you have to stimulate the emotions. But for a gentleman, like even the automobile. So they are not highlighting its outlook. They are highlighting the logic. Yeah, the features, and also the mileage, and also like the durability. Because the facts and figures required for you to make a decision. Because you make a logical decision. So likewise, you have to approach different personality and different mood. And also, if it is a combined decision, so we have to be patient until these personalities are coming into account. Like what? Going out for dinner. So that's why people give the menu and BSI. They know that it's two different personalities. It will take some time to fight mentally. Because it's different way of looking. Then you just fight by yourself. Compromise, I'll come later because until then I can work on another person. Because if you are going to sit in front of like if the menu and sit until those people are just compromising, it will take. And also they won't feel comfortable. They won't express. Even just imagine yourself, you're just going with a partner and keep a menu, and the waiter is also in front of you. You both won't talk. Isn't it? Because you don't have the confidence. You have one preference and your husband or boyfriend is having another. Both are keep quiet because other guy is looking at you. You want to keep your status and he wants to keep his status. So then it's not a pleasant environment for a customer. All these things are like psychological things we should understand. And also like in really, those two personalities never match together. So that you can't find you picking another person. So it's a matter of a compromise in terms of decision. Like personalities, we have masculine and the feminine. Personality masculine and the feminine. The same we can write down. There are feminine personality and masculine personality. So this is not today. I'm seeing this as well. And in the masculine side, you can take down like very logical decisions, independent, less emotion. Now you can take down the color preferences like only dark color. Yeah. Black, white, brown, ash, any version, dull version. And the feminine side, you can write down very emotional. So you always need a companionship. Dependent. Make some impulse buying. So like if something attracts your eyes, you simply go for that. So that's what it's called impulse buying. Impulse buying means we are not making logical decisions. Like if you see something interesting, something attracts your eyes, you simply go for it. So with that one, the companies are approaching in different angles. Like we can take down the example, Fair and Lovely and Fair and Handsome. Same product, different version you have to. Fair and Lovely for females. Fair and Handsome for the boys. And even like automobiles, it's coming in a masculine version, but the tiles are coming in feminine version. Automobiles in masculine version. So automobiles, that's why we can't see pink orange. People don't like, even the girls don't like, because the decision is a male dominant decision. That's why ChatGPT came. It's came in multicolors. It's mainly feminine colors they design, but it's there. And the last set of the factors, psychological factors. Now, if you just articulate what we have discussed, we discussed very broadly cultural factors, then little smaller version, like little macro version, social. And then the personal factors, that means the factors that we can see from the naked eye, like your age is visible, occupation is visible, and also the personality is also something goes with the gender, so that is visible. And the income also we can see. So those are something we can track from your character. But the psychological factors are not something like that. It's how inside we think, our psychology, it's our thinking factors. So these factors also it's really affect how we behave. If I start talking about the motivation, so motivation you might have learned something. Right? Haven't learned motivation. Yeah, and understanding. It has been motivation. In management, so we have to motivate employees. So have you heard about the Maslow's hierarchy? Motivation is something like inner drive. Okay. So if you take a particular person, that person behaves in a certain way because the person is somebody is living inside us. So that really guides us to behave in a certain way. So that is what is called motive. The person has many needs at a given time, which are biological and psychological. The need changes the motive when it's aroused to a particular level of intensity. So a need that is sufficiently pressing to direct the person to seek satisfaction of the need. I think you are familiar with this one. Maslow's hierarchy. What does it say? How this can be used, and Maslow was talking about it to motivate the employees. So that's mainly a concept in human resources. How do you motivate your subordinate, your employees in the company? So this idea is, if we take a particular person, so that means you and me, initially we want to fulfill our physiological requirement. That is our biological requirement. Like what? So we take them later on, just listen to me. The biological requirement is, so long as we are a living person, we want food. We want water. So likewise, there are some the physical requirements that we must fulfill, otherwise we can't live. So that's why if you are in hunger, so your senses won't work. Someone is talking, you can't hear it. If something is there, you can't see it because you are really starving. That's nature. So sometimes, like if you are in a huge hunger, so you get angry. So that's it's so natural. That's what Maslow says. That it's the human nature. You must fulfill those kind of biological requirements, unless otherwise you can't live. So long as the living person. Then that biological requirements are being fulfilled, then you are looking for the same. So in the human resource management, it says if you are designing a package for a particular person, make sure that package is sufficient enough for that person to live with essential income. That person should have to have a salary at least to eat and drink. That's the idea. Because not having sufficient salary at least to fulfill their biological requirement, you can't keep that employee no matter how big position it's being given. Because the position is complicated. But you have to live by fulfilling your biological requirement. And sometimes, like, if you are being given an offer, like, okay, this is a permanent job, and this is a package. But if the package is not sufficient enough for you to fulfill your biological requirement, you don't care whether it's a permanent job or not. Because safety is coming next. Understand? So that's why, like, the way that we look at our life, if we keep a particular person in a hunger for a week, that person would take a life risk to search for a food. Like, the person even cross certain bridges, no matter whether I'm going to die or not, because my hunger is more important than my life. So that's what he is saying. Safety comes next. So that's why even like the soldiers, so when the soldiers are untrained, like they are sending to jungle with a limited food and also a dog. So once the food are run out, so they have to kill the dog and eat. They do it. By that time, they don't care what happened to me after eating this dog food. That doesn't come to our mind. Whatever available, so they eat. So that's why Chinese people are eating almost all the animals. Because they had a time period, in a very crucial time period, where the country didn't have any food. Even a small ants they eat. So that means they don't care like what happened to the tummy, whether I'm going to live or die. So it's a secondary thing when compared to the hunger. Understand? Yeah. If you also in that kind of country, you will eat. But the problem is we haven't gone into that. Yeah. Then the next one is the social. What is the social needs? You need friends, you need love, you need affection. That it's coming after like the biological requirements and the safety. So whenever you feel comfortable, only you feel fall in love with someone else. Otherwise, if your life is also in a risk, you don't. So therefore, it says that it's coming in the third level. So basically, just imagine you are going on a journey. The dog, like with your best friend, the dog is coming behind you to bite. First, you run away. You don't care what happened to your friend. You have to rescue yourself. It's so natural. So maybe you are a girlfriend or a boyfriend, but first you have to take care of yourself, and then first you run away. So it suddenly happened. Then after that, you see if you are safe. Then you search what happened to your girlfriend. So that's the social need. It's coming after safety. So that we can't blame the other person. So that's why that journey, that story says that two bears, two men, one bear. So the one man is just climbed to the tree and the other one couldn't, so that you just lying and then saying that you are not a good friend. But as per the Maslow's, this is true. You have to take care of yourself. So if you are safe only, you look for a friend. Otherwise, not. Then the next one is esteem needs. So the esteem needs means the esteem needs means 16. It's like already. But wearing normal clothes. The esteem needs means the status. You are very much concerned about your status. So the Maslow's human resource management, it says that by giving a very good designation, one, keep your employees unless otherwise you are fulfilling the other layers. So you have to have a sufficient salary to live, and you have to give the job security, and you have to give a very good work environment for people to work. So you need companion because the most of the time you are in the workplace, not at home. So it should be something supportive. Then only they look for the resignation. And the last one is self-actualization, which means you are coming to a level where you have fulfilled everything. But Maslow himself says that people won't come to that level. So now the person will come to a level where, like spiritually, the Lord Buddha and the Jesus. So they came. Now I have come to the life where I want. I don't want anything else. But you and me never come. Because something is there to fulfill. Take from me. Then after that, I will tell you how much it is values. That is a general idea behind that. So that if you are running a business or if you are designing a package, you are subordinate in the future. So keep this in mind. So no matter like giving a very friendly environment with a small salary, you can't keep the people. And also, no matter like keeping the people always on contract, if you really want to keep that person on board, so you have to keep the security. And also, people won't motivate just because of the money, unless otherwise they don't have the good working environment. So that means you have to like arrange them into a hierarchy, different level. I think this is very true for us. Physiological needs means food, water. Like as a human being, there are some essential things that we have. The safety means either life safety, mainly it's the life safety and the job security, so likewise. The social needs means like the companionship, friendship, love and affection. Those. It means status, recognition. And the self-actualization means like the point where you feel like you have everything. Okay, now you are taking that. It's okay, take your time. Now let's see like how marketers are using it. Yeah. We take like what the marketing people says. This is psychology. So whenever we want to do something, someone inside us guide us to behave in a certain way. That's the idea. Our inner motive, inner drive. So therefore, even if we purchase the same product, based on our inner drive, we may go for different versions. different products. So let's see how it happens. Just imagine someone wants to purchase a mobile phone. So if that person looking at mainly the features, that's a one person. And there would be another person who wants to purchase a iPhone, but that person is very particular about the brand. So we give the high priority for the brand. I really want to go for Apple. The features are coming in. But another person, the brand is matter, but for me, the features are more important. So the one who is saying the features are more important, that's being mainly driven by which the motive, which need. The other one is obvious, like the one who is always give the priority for the brand. So out of this one, which motive is the main influencer? Esteem. Because from a phone, the person wants to maintain the status. So that the company should give the status. So that's why the Apple is giving the status by printing the logo other side of the phone, not the face, the reverse. Because for others to see that I'm using Apple. And even the casing also, they are not covering of the logo. So they keep it transparent. Because people purchase the brand because it's being driven by esteem needs, so that you are not supposed to cover the brand. You have to click. So let others know that I'm using this brand. That's the same thing order these three. So every single dress that you and me wear, it has a label. But our label is printed inside, isn't it? But the hotel brand is printed outside. For others to see that I'm wearing hotel, because they purchase, they give the priority for the brand. And if a particular person is giving the priority for the features, but less priority for the brand, so which motive mainly? Out of this, the different levels. Social, because you want to be connected with your friends. So that's why you need a phone, isn't it? So how many groups that you are in your WhatsApp? So you're like, you are using the social media, or you're always with the phone. So happening is like what's happening with the other people's life. So that's social need. You want to be networked. So that is why you are looking for the features. Like, say for an example, we all eat food. The one, okay, if that person is hungry, go and take a food. Go to a place where comfortable, eat. Which motive? Of these ones. You feel hungry, go purchase a food. Maybe a packet of lunch. Either you have brought from home or else you are simply purchasing from shop. Go for a particular place, eat it. Because it's your hunger, it's your money, you eat it. Biological. So that's why take away the restaurants, give that. No place to eat, come, purchase and go. We don't mind like from where that you're going to have it. It's one approach. But another one, like if you want to eat, you need another companion to eat. Isn't it? So it's your hunger, but you want another person to join you. So sometimes when we were schooling, we usually do it like you all might pack the lunch, but we take one lunch packet open first and finish it off. So sometimes you might have eaten only one bit. You don't know what's there even inside because it's just open and then it's gone. Okay? But still you fulfill your hunger. Correct. So which motives? It's not only food. It's the social. So you need a companionship. Okay? Sometimes you are in hunger, but still for that time pain you are happy because we eat to the mind, not to the tongue. That is why the restaurants, they know that people, those who are coming for food, so they come as group. They want to spend the time in groups while having the food, so that they provide the dining facilities with the required environment. And also sometimes we take the food and you might be going all the way to a place where to find a good restaurant. Sometimes we are very particular about the quality of the food, and then it's safety. And mainly the safety driven you to decide which restaurant do I have to have. So then the safety feature is coming to the top of your mind. And sometimes you are going to a place, you are going to a restaurant as a group, and you always look for the brand. So that's why people go to Barista to have coffee. So they take the pictures, we take the coffee. They put it in the social media. So which motive? Esteem. If you are going in isolation, but normally that won't happen in Asian context. You go as a group, so that means dual motive, social and also esteem. So that's why you take the pictures and put in the esteem. Let others to know that I have taken coffee from them. It's like the marketeers know that even though the product is the same, product is food. The previous example, product is mobile phone. But people look at the same product based on their own requirement, own inner feeling, own inner drive. The one will go for the brand, but the other one will go for the features. That's because the one who goes for the brand, esteem is more powerful, but one for the go for the features, social need is more powerful. And even the food item, if you don't care, like if you feel hungry, you go and have a food and then purchase a food and have somewhere, then it's the only biological need, so that the restaurant should provide it. So that's why they have takeaway menus. And also they know that there are some set of people who are not only come for the food, they want to spend the time with the friends, and then you have to provide them facilities. And some people are very particular about the quality of the food because they are very concerned about the safety. That's why you have to put the like in the restaurant, this is an A-grade restaurant. And that's why you put all the production, all the quality assurance practices on board. Because the people concerned safety more important whenever they go for the food. And some people, so they come as group, they want to maintain the status just by having the food itself. So that's why you want to maintain your brand, a known brand, though it is a restaurant. First, you have to build up the brand as the status quo brand. Are there some people will come just because of the brand, not for the coffee? The same product. People consume in different way. Same product, people consume in different way. As they are. Driven by. As they are driven by. Current motive. Example, mobile phone. Brand important. If brand important. Testing it. But if features are important, the social needs. Are the main motive. Social needs are the main motive. When food also you can take on. Take away only biological. Dining, social. And the well-recognized restaurants like Paris in Sri Lanka. That's why, like, if you go to most of the restaurants, you can't see the table with the one chair. At least pair. So then pair and 4, 6, 8, like that. Mainly 4, because the Asian families are very small. 2 children and a mother and father. That's the idea that otherwise we just combine it. 2, 4, and keep the other ones adjustable. So that because they know that for a restaurant for dining purposes, people come not only for food, but also for companionship. So that accordingly you have to design it. So now I discuss motivation, and I will discuss the perception, beliefs, and attitudes together. Because all these are very interconnected, but I will discuss it one together. Then I come to the other learning. Perception is what? The perception is the way that you look at the world. The certain things are happening in the world. So you see that, you take the information, you process the information, and you give a definition. That is the one called perception. So it's the process by which the people select, organize, and interpret information to form a meaningful picture of the world. Always our behavior is influenced by our perception. So this is a kind of a bit of a deep psychological point where nobody says that in this reality, in this world you and me live, there are multiple realities. Because we see the world the way that we want. If a particular incident happens, you see it in a way that you want, and another person will see in a way that another person will see. So that's why, like, we always, media is under highly criticized. Because media interpret the things in a way they want, not the reality. So that you and me also do. Like just imagining you're going home and then you are telling to the partner, your mother or father, saying that on the way because you are out and you are just breathing the day. I saw this kind of accident because it's something new you would like to share with someone else. And to say that this accident was there. So likewise, you're talking about that accident. The person would be asking like, where is it? It was at home. And around what time? So the same that one. So then the question asks, how come you are at that time of that risk? You see, like you want to simply report that incident, but that person wants to listen only the part that person wants. Other part is not required. So that's why, like, even a very positive thing, people will give a negative interpretation. Sometimes you want to tell something, but you are in a trap because of that person look at it in a different way. So that's the world you are in. So it's all matter of perception. We never know. That's all concepts. So those concepts are being created in our mind. Marketers know it very well. So if they offer a particular product in a positive way, people take it in a positive way. But if a particular product they present it in a negative way, they take it in negative as well. So that's perception, beliefs, and attitude is highly connected. So in Islamic, they say that you must not have pork because of these reasons. So that always the Islamic person is looking at having the pork in that way. But only realize that it's pork. But if the pork is being given, then it's not pork, eat it. Because once you know it, then only you know that it's even a dog food. We know that having dog food is not hygiene, it's something really bad for the body. But once it's cut it into pieces and eat, and who knows that it's a dog piece or someone else's piece? It's a matter of perception. So that it's highly connected with each other. You see the world and you have a kind of a belief, and then you we have either positive attitude or a negative attitude. Accordingly, if you have a negative attitude, you refrain. But if you're having a positive attitude, you just go for it. So the marketeers are nicely playing with our mind. Like I'll give some the cases, two cases in Sri Lanka. So those days, so the Sri Lankan people mainly they use coconut oil for cooking, isn't it? So that's our perception. Our perception is like using coconut oil for cooking is fine. That's how we look at the using coconut oil for cooking, that incident. So that we believe that it won't give any harmful effect to our body. So that we have a positive attitude, so that we are continuously purchasing. When vegetable oil wants to come to Sri Lanka, they realize that this is the perception for the coconut oil. This is the belief and this is the attitude. So that we don't have a room in their mind, in the Sri Lankan people's mind. The Turkey did it. That was the original brand who came. And what they did was, even if they come and advertise, it won't work. Because their perception very concrete. Sri Lankan people's perception is concrete, you can't challenge. Okay. So what they did was, they hired journalists. Asked journalists to write the negative side of coconut for some time. Then our people start reading. Then it creates a vacuum in the mind. Because you had a very concrete perception, this is good. It's being challenged not by the commercials because we won't believe the commercials, but it's newspaper articles. And then it creates a vacuum, the perception is damaged, then only we look for alternative. That's the nature of our mind. If you are happy with someone or somebody, you won't look for it. But if you find the fault with someone or somebody, someone, a particular person or a particular product, then you look for alternative. They call satisfied the කවදාවත් alternatives හොයන්නේ. තියෙන දේ වැරදි දැක්කොත් තමයි alternatives හොයන්නේ. So that's the human nature. So if your mind is fully occupied, no room to any product or any person. But if it is being challenged, you always look, how should I replace this part? I don't like this part of this product, so how should I replace? I don't like this part of this person, how should I replace? So likewise, so that's nicely, it's a psychological thing where we create a vacuum and saying that it's high fat, so it creates cholesterol or something like that. Then the people were a little afraid and then they look for alternative. Nicely, Turkey came into the market and said that this is the one that you can use for cooking. It's separate because our attitude is challenged, belief is challenged, perception is challenged. So when the people opt for vegetable oil, then the coconut oil market drops. All the coconut states, they cut down the coconut trees because there is no demand, convert into property and slowly the buildings were constructed. So then slightly it was created nice market for the vegetable oil, so the different versions it came. So now the variety of products are available in the market. So that's what market is. So then once it was originally BCC, now the marina is also there. So once the companies pick up the coconut oil market, they want to pick up that market again. So what they did was, they start telling the negative side of the vegetable oil. They're saying that we don't know from which that it's made of. So likewise, highlight the negative side. And then again, our mind change. And then vegetable oil is not good for us. And then we are thinking about the solution. Now they can't simply say that coconut oil because we had original perception it's high cholesterol. And they are saying that virgin oil, pure coconut oil. They're talking about the quality. So that's how the marketeer is playing the game with our mind. It's our mind, but someone is controlling by being outside through the perception. And even like the Nescafe is one. Coffee is it's an occasional product for our consumption. That's the original perception. We eat coffee if we feel cold, and also like if we have some tummy issues. So the Nescafe realized with that perception, belief is this, and that attitude is something like this. It's not a very negative attitude, but it's only occasional consuming. So then first we have to change it. So they change it. They make it as a fluid product. The coffee, the tea became infinite. And then after that, once the mind is there, they offer now the Nescafe current almost all the substrates. Understand? It's like a mind game. Like even though Sri Lanka is not that well developed to do that kind of research, there are some well developed research. The universities they it's a Unilever brand, a particular butter. So they had some the side effects because normally that's the market is B2B market like hotel chains. So they had a particular not in Sri Lanka. So then the chef is the one who decides which brand of the butter needs to purchase, and it's a huge quantity. So they lost that market. So the main the chef in the restaurants in the hotels they said that no, this brand is not good. Instead another brand they started recommending. So because of particular incident happened, now it will take some time for people to forget it. Because if something comes to our mind, if it is something negative, if we perceive something negatively, it will take some time to rectify, like forget. Because even a small thing happens, that just forgot. See the relationships. The person is having a very wide relationship, even a small black things happen. So that things are coming out, not the white things. So we always catch the negative things, so therefore. So they are doing a research, how let people forget it. So they use some neuroscience, so like how to use some waves and using some the computer games. So how the neutron that's processing in our brain can change, let things forget quickly. So that is the scientific side, how the marketeers are using in the other world, but Sri Lanka, it has not been developed up to that one. Once they are finding certain ways, but they are practicing in other countries as well. And even like that's connected with the beliefs and attitude, so the perception, beliefs, and attitude is the connection. Clear? Now perception, beliefs, and attitude. Perception is the way of looking at the world. The way of looking at the world. That holds the belief. That holds the belief. And attitude. For an example, if people believe, if people have positive perception, if people have positive perception, on consuming Coke, They believe having pork is fun. They believe having pork is fun. That creates positive attitude. That creates positive attitude. Consequently, people demand pork for consumption. I just give only one example. So that's almost all the examples we can coming into that. Like that's why like that's mainly linked in the religion. So the some religion it says that the animals are for eating. And other religions say that if you are eating animals, so that's the violation of 1% out of 5%. So the another religious it says that these animals can eat, but these animals can't eat. So that's the way you look at it. And even like the even that's matter for the house construction. That's matter for the number of seats that you are having in the vehicle. Like the some religious, it's a matter of perception. Like you have to have more children, so that they have more children. So you have to have a like mini vehicle, mini van for a family use. But another religion which doesn't have that perception, so it's limited number of kids. So the number of seats also that's I think not relevant, but it's always having a perception in place. And even house construction. So where the Indian families they be like the family means extended families, grandparents also matter. So then you have to have room for grandparents, and they are also involving some family. But some of the other Asian families, the grandparents is a separate family. So then family means husband and wife and the other kids. That's the family. So that means you have a small house. And the Middle Eastern family means one gen and the many females. So that many families are there, all are living in the same family. So that you have to have a different the stairs. So one stair is one family with the 5 kids, and another stair. So you need big house. You don't need that big house in Sri Lanka because you have only one single family, literally. You have to keep it outside. You don't need that. So it's all like we see the perception is not something limited to a particular product. It's everywhere. It's a matter of you're looking at the right. And the last one, and after that we'll go for a break. Learning. So the learning determines how we behave in the future. What we learn today, it determines how we behave tomorrow. Like, yes, it could be either our own learning or else someone else's learning. Like, say for an example, this would be positive and negative. Sometimes it's a positive learning and sometimes it's a negative learning. Like, when we were small, we might be touch the fire, but it's a very strong punishment. It goes to our brain. If you touch the fire, it will really hurt your fingers. So you're not going to do that mistake again. If you are having a good brain, okay. Like if it is disabled, so then we forget it. And also like always the negative things, negative learnings are having a long life than the positive learnings. So that's why just imagine the psychology is something it's really entertaining because then you want blame other people because you say something, other person says something else. Just be neutral. That is her world. This is my world. Okay. So then you just compromise yourself. And sometimes like you be really disappointed. You do all the positive things, but even a small negative things happen. The other person is talking. Even in the offices also, the other person is talking about the negative things and forget about all the positive things. That's also the nature. Like just imagine you go to a restaurant where you had very delicious food. How many days you remember? But you go to a restaurant where you had something, the next day you couldn't go to the office. You had a nightmare, the tummy issue. So that you remember more than the previous present experience. So our brain is like that. If we had something positive, if you get more positive thing, it's right on it. The previous one forget. That's it. But if you get a negative thing, even though it's hidden, when the instance comes, automatically it comes out. So then whenever you at least, you sometimes forget that I ate in that restaurant, I had that bad experience. But when somebody is suggesting, okay, let's go and have dinner in that restaurant, that is coming up in your mind. No, I don't want to go to that place because I had that kind of experience. So that's marketeers are well known. So therefore, they say that if at least if you can't satisfy a particular person, don't dissatisfy that person. Because dissatisfying is more danger than satisfying. At least be neutral. So don't give false promises. Even though it is like the wrong, if a particular product is having some defects, tell it. So that you know it, that's why you accept it. Then the points can. Because you already know, it has already said. But if you are going to hide those ones, and if the customer realizes, it's a disappointment. Once the customer is disappointed, the negative things comes to the mind, so that's the end of the scene. Always take, that's in our life also. So even though we are doing 99% correct, 1% normally it happens on the ladies' side. Ladies are a bit talkative, okay. But the gents are not talkative, but it's concrete in their mind. Sometimes the ladies forget it, and then but the gents, it's like written on the stone. So so therefore we should understand like how to deal with the people's mind. They learn today, and accordingly they behave tomorrow, even not tomorrow, in the long future. So therefore you should not give negative learning. You have to give the positive learning, but also reinforce. Just by giving a positive learning doesn't satisfy, because if another positive learning comes, that one is forget. The learning now determine the behavior of the people. Learning either an individual or someone else's. Positive learning, either individual or learning determines the future, the behavior. Sorry. Learning determines the behavior. Positive learning of an individual, positive learning of an individual or someone else's. So which means you don't need to learn by yourself. Even by listening to someone's story also you learn. That's why it says like positive learning of an individual or someone else. Someone else's. Will facilitate to get the same experience. Example, if you eat from a good restaurant, from a good restaurant, that gives pleasant experience. That gives pleasant experience. Will bring you and your friends. Will bring you and your friends again and again to the same place. Negative learnings are more powerful than positive learning. Negative learnings are more powerful than positive learning. That's why, like normally, we do remember the mistakes we did in our life. The mistakes we did in our life, it's more remember than the good things that's happened to our life. With that one, I think we have finished. We have finished all this. Even the very small thing like for the attitudes and beliefs. So sometimes we can see the two cross sections in the society: people who hate a particular product and people who love a particular. Like which kind of business? There are certain products. We can see two clusters: people who love, people who hate. Sometimes it's connected with the religion, like Coke lovers and the haters. And having alcohol, again, lovers and haters. What else? Mama? Lovers are there, the haters are also there. Sometimes they don't want to even get the smell. Durian. So that marketers should know it. So then you have to like design the package, like how it's packaged in the sense, not the wrapper, how you offer it. That's why you hardly see durians are selling inside the outlet, always out in the very open environment, isn't it? Because sometimes in the Sri Lankan context, we go as a family. The one can't tolerate, another person can't love it. So then, like if it is in a closed environment, the other person who hates it won't let the other person to purchase it because can't tolerate that smell. And even the Marmites, they know that the lovers are there and the haters are there. Lovers anyway have it. So the market should track the haters. And they know that they don't like it because even in the class also, the Marmite haters would be there because of two reasons. You really want to have it, but the problem is you can't tolerate the smell and the taste. So that means you have to hide it. Because the perception, it's a very nice thing. Unless you are not aware, unless you are aware, then only you start feeling. Then comes another thing. In our life is also like that. So long as you don't know, you nicely live. Once you know it, and then it's really bothering your mind. Agree? Agree. හරි දෙයක් වුණාට පස්සේ ඒක ඔයා දන්නේ නැත්නම් ඔයාට දැනෙන්නේ නැති තාම දුරට ඉන්නේ. හැබැයි ඔයා කවදාවත් දැසවට දැනෙච්ච දවසට තමයි ඔය එක්කම වරි වෙනවා. So normally when it comes to the perception, there is a threshold. Like once it exceeds the threshold, then only we start seeing it, start perceiving it. A threshold exceeds growth with the pain. Unless otherwise we don't feel it. Like even in a hunger. So once you are in a hungry, but sometimes it doesn't exceed the threshold, unless otherwise you've seen the clock. Time that kind of is not particularly done. Isn't it? Right now. And sometimes it's being stimulated by someone else's. So by the time, even it's biological, it's very interesting. Biological, it means your body. It's under your control. But looking at someone is eating, you feel like hungry. That means that it's crossed that threshold. Especially when you are going out for trips. So once the vehicle stops saying that, okay, who wants to go to washroom, go. You say, no, I'm fine. Okay. And then, so once, if you are companion, if you are in the queue, you feel, oh, okay, I'll also go and come. It's exceed the threshold. So it's the externally, we can influence even someone's body. And so therefore, marketeers are nicely using it. So that's why, like the Lux soap, so they design it in a different way. Like so those days, soap is like this. The nowadays soaps are like this. They have taken part out, but we don't know. It has not been first into us. And sometimes they put a flower in pose. And saying that you have put a flower. But we don't feel like certain parts have been taken out. The way that the market, like, it's a financial point because you can't increase the price in economic prices, but you can take certain part, but in a way that the market, the people can't see it. Because if we exceed the threshold only, it's we start realizing. And even like here, some cream, tube is like this. And you keep on pressing until it comes to this level, this won't come out. Have you come across? But you don't see it here because it's still the size is the same. But you have filled some air in it because you can't reduce the price. So then this part is profit. Okay. And sometimes that the cosmetic box is like this, but it has a small stage. We don't need this stage. But why? You want to keep the box bigger, but the container is very small. You can't take the real container out. So because that's why I said that we consume everything to our mind, to our eyes. And even like why now the hotels with the prices, hotels they have reduced the size of the plates. You won't realize if you go to wedding, you see. They reduce the size of the plates, but that's only in white color. Why? White looks bigger, so we perceive the size, the white of the white color as the bigger size. All the light colors. If you want to show that you are a thin person, wear the dark color. If you want to show that you are a bit of a fat person, wear the light colors. So that's why all the hotels are putting beddings in white color. One is freshness and the other one is look bigger. So they give the plates in white color because even if you serve small portion, you feel like this is enough for me. So that you consume and then for your mind it's enough. But if you have a dark color plate, even if you are eating mountain, still it's your mind please not feel like this is enough. And even like all the hotels, they unless otherwise for the liquor. Liquor is a different way. They have very cold glass. To give you a mind, you are eating a lot. Liquor is a different case. And and even like the one those who are having drinks, so they have like very fancy glasses. The bottom is very small, and it's like the funnel shape, and even ice cream. So for the mind, it's substantial, but you can't take the last bit. Understand? That's all matter of a percentage. They are like, if you want to take something, you want to give something negative, you want to take certain part of the product. So keep it less the threshold level. We call it as just noticeable difference. A threshold level, if you for customers for the pain, someone carry that. Class what class because we eat to the mind. And if you are being positive, like even give a small thing, but you have to highlight. So that's why Nestamol says that, like in a big word, it's printed on it. This has extra this much of the grams, something. So likewise, if we hate something, you can hide the smell and the taste. So that's why the normal taste. It's a mind, protein mind. People like pizza, so put the Marmite so that the light food, you put the dislike. Dislike portion is small so that you forget. Understand? So it's like if you don't want to eat something, so you hide it inside something and then you just put it. anyhow it's in the public. So that's all the psychological things are massively helps the service sector and the hotels and the almost everywhere. It's a matter of perception. So it's particularly the attitude. So that they are nicely dealing with the mind that we belong to. So now marketing is a very strategical in terms of that one, even though we feel like this is our life, but we are being controlled by the others. The mind control and also the way they are guiding. Clear? So, so with that one, I have finished this massive part. For sure, you'll get questions from this part for the exam. Because the consumer behavior it's a must which I'm checking. Because marketing is all about like customers. So I have to check that knowledge in the paper. And after that, after the break, we'll go to the other area. So on which we have very few. So we'll go for break in from 20 minutes, 25. How long you want? 20? We'll keep the as a 20. In the Sri Lankan time, you will come at 25. Again, it's a matter of perception. We perceive the time with 5 minutes up and down. Always down. Okay, then have your breakfast time.
මම ඒක තීරණය කරා.
Go ahead, Peter.
That's a good question. ඒක පිළිබඳව නම් එක්කෙනෙක් මෙයාට 6යි. තව එක්කෙනෙක් හිටියා.
මම හිතන්නේ අපේ කෙනා 5යි ඉන්නේ.
Tapi mesara ham, ni paling paling mesara ni pasti nama dia.
Kalau gitu hai. Ni tahu ganti saya. Tahu ganti. Ada apa? Saya itu di lagi kini tu mapi kasi mungkin kali tinggal sana tu kerja. Ini dah ni. Api bilik tu, dekat ni. Itu lagi api dekat. Itu mama tu apa? Otek. Tapi mana itu? Ayah tu. Ah, ini ada. Dia tu ada. Motor boleh. Awak kita boleh. Oh, dia ada. Dengan cerita ada cerita ada. Maka terkian tu lagi ada. Dah.
අනේ මන් දන්නේ නැහැ මට ඒ කන්සෙප්ට් ගහ ගැන පාඩම් නෑ නේද?
Ya kiwala dah kiwala Kita lama ya dulu दिन में तेज़ीला जैसे हमारे आपको हम कटिंग किए नहीं ना कम्युनिटी पर नहीं के बाद ये एग्जाम में से ही के बाद लेकिन लोग भी बोले ये मैंने भी क्यों बोला ये नहीं बोल dan nanti kemudian kok exam nanti kita coba terus nanti kamu itu sama tak dulu ini juga ये तो Gila dah sih. Oh mama yang ini kayak kian dari aku. बहुत में नमक मरीज़ा तो भैया टीका तक कितना होता है वाले तब सब हम से जान तो स्टेट के बारे में मार्केटिंग के दे पर हम बे उदय बांद्र जाना खुद रहे यार मैं तो कितने सेक्रेट क्या बेटा बस जाना तो
यहाँ उदय बांद्र खुद
itu cara ini para pelajar tadi itu dan dan aku udah kira terus para pelajar ya mana kan sekarang picture la foto ini status jadi juga body tanda ay tanda ya itrai ini udah itu ada apa ikan itu more down kerana after the वाले नहीं वेल और down वो हमारे मगे को देना मुझे कैसे आगे कभी डोले को नहीं लगा नहीं
मामा करो माझ्या जानो कितना गया ना आगे में यार नहीं असाइनमेंट के लिए बेटा ठीक है ई-बुक का कैसे लेना
ई-बुक का कैसे लेना नाम पे इसे का क्यों बने यार नाम का क्यों बने पेज की कैसी है ये अंदर नहीं बुक खुला तो कोई नहीं है एक हम क्या है नॉर्मल एक्सप्रेस करने केस स्टडी एक देवे
ना ये Who's outline? Assignment 30.
කවදද රේට් එකද කිව්වේ 12 මාස
Second.
Presentation
So today I will give the assignment as well. Yeah. But anyway, I will give the assignment shortly. Shall we start the discussion? Yeah. So we have something called like the way that we make decisions. The types of buying decision behavior. Yeah. It's like this. When we make decisions, the way that we make decisions is totally depending on how much involvement we require and also how seriously we are concerning about the brand. There are certain products, whenever we purchase, like we need a lot of involvement. They are called as high involved products. So like this, those high involved products are very expensive. Since they're expensive, we don't purchase that frequently in our life. In case, if we make a mistake whenever we are taking those decisions, it's very hard for us to recover the loss. Can come across some examples for those kind of products. So it's not only products, sometimes in the life decisions. It's very expensive, either in terms of money or in terms of effect to your life. very expensive. And so that not very frequently you make that decision, either purchasing that product or else in the life. And in case if you made a mistake, so it's very difficult for you to recover the wrong decision. That means the loss that you are making. So therefore, before you make that decision, your involvement is really high. You do a lot of homework. You ask from different people and you are collecting a lot of information and you are thinking those information like pros and cons. If I go to this one, if I go to this one. So likewise, then you finally make your mind. What kind of product? Vehicles, yes. House, what else? Even laptops. And when you are designing your career, so which field that you go, like after, as per the Sri Lankan education system, after O-levels, because for O-levels, everyone is continuing the same stream. After the O-levels, you have to decide, so which stream that you go. It's a nightmare. So you have to make your life decision. And also like after the A-levels, what are you going to do? Then which program that you have to follow, like even getting registered for an academic program or professional program, because it's a long lasting. So once you are admitted to here, either you like it or not, you have to complete. It's a commitment, okay? And you won't do two degrees in one person, unless otherwise like they are really bad at yeah. Just one bachelor's and one master's and one PhD, not more than that. It's the bit of the risky decision. And even whenever you are going for a job, you're very particular because it's the start of your career. So whether it has a very good foundation, you have to decide. Where you have to build up the next building blocks of your career. Because why we are so serious on that? Because life is not really limited. You can live on this 70 years. So once this time is gone from your life, it won't come back again. So therefore, like since the life is limited, you are very particular on certain things, certain decisions that affect your life seriously. Like even lifetime partner with the Asian context. Isn't it? So mine was like this. That's very true. I think condition with Asian context. Because if it is in a Western country, so you be with the one person, that's why they won't get married. So if you are suits, you get married. Otherwise, you have another option. But in the Asian culture, it's not allowed. First you marry and then leave. Either you like it or not, you have to leave. Isn't it? Then in the Western culture, it's the opposite. First you leave and see whether you can live with it. If you can live, then you marry. Then that way it's much better. So because it's two different characters. So therefore, marketeers well know this. High involved decisions are there and the low involved decisions also. So the low involved decision is opposite. Like even the other characters, like if you made a mistake, it's very hard for you to recover the loss. Like either you compromise your life, like if you go and end up with the wrong the stream of for the A-levels. So you really want, like, you just listen to some of the stories. So sometimes, you really want to do a particular discipline, but the parents insist you to do another discipline, which you don't have the passion. So then you won't perform well. But finally, whose life? It's your life, not the parents' life. So then you might be suffering throughout the entire life because you didn't perform well, because you are being imposed for a particular stream where you don't like. So that we have to be very, because you will be adults in the future. So you have to take it that way, even though it's your daughter and the son, you and your partner created, but it's that person's life, it's not your life. So you can't control it. Because finally, they are the one who has to get the consequences. So it's something very bad that's happening in the Sri Lankan context, where we really, the control that the children, so you have to live in a way that we want because you are our child. So that shouldn't be. So my personal experience, my son who wants to do the subject selection, husband is an accountant and myself, of course, Yeah. So we both commerce stream, but he doesn't like. He said, I hate commerce. What the? So then I said, it's okay, if you want science. So he said that in the commerce, it's all concepts. It doesn't have the reality. But in the science, so it has something in the visible. So he likes that one. So even though it's my child, even though it's a husband's child, but I, of course, it's having very liberal mind, but the husband is saying that, why you didn't force it? Because now I can't help him at all. No matter which level that I'm in my education, I can't help him in the subject matters. So he was telling that you would have to change his mind. I said, no, I'm not going to change. Because even though it's our product, he has to face it. Because if I'm by force putting him to commerce, and he won't perform that because it's not something he likes. So always the marketeers also should understand Asian families are like that. So they really influence, so that's why. So they are inviting the parents also. When the subject is selection, when the degree offering opened it, they won't expect the potential student to come alone. Very hardly one student coming alone, they are coming with the family. Because the parents are the one who decide, okay, you have to do this. Sometimes that degree is a hateful, it's a nightmare. So sometimes it's all waste of money. So how many students I think this even this institute also they're just playing in class. Because they are being forced to come into class. Something what they're doing that they don't like. So like it's there. We have to look at the marketing point where that is approachable for Sri Lanka, but for another one, so long as it's a high ball decision, understand Sri Lankan context is like this. So that you have to speak to the parents as well. Though it is not right from my perspective. But in the Western culture, it's totally different. So there they say that if you are 16 plus, if you are 18 plus, some countries, you are independent. So that they are speaking to only the child. So they don't care the parents. If a child wants to do a particular degree, child decide. So parents are not involved, so that you are not asking parents to come on the open day. So your target market is only the students. So there are some other cases like the point what I want to tell. If you made a mistake, either financially you are losing, or else in terms of life you are losing. Financially, you are losing if you end up with the wrong vehicle. Every day in the garage, you can't use it. If you end up with a wrong laptop, you can't use the laptop. Every day giving, they give back. Again, giving it and they give back. More the time that you are using, they compare to the time that it's in the under construction. The construction time is more than the time that you are using. And also like the house construction. So if you made a mistake, you are finding a wrong constructor, and then it's because you can make only one house in the lifetime. And so then if you pick up a wrong constructor, so that person will manipulate all your money. Then after that, there is no way that you can go for another house. Okay. All the tracks and started. So sometimes you may not be financially strong enough to solve those issues as well, because your budget goes to zero once the house is constructed. And even in terms of the life consequences, if you end up with the wrong discipline, if you end up with the wrong company, so you are wasting your time, your lifetime. And also if you end up with the wrong the degree, because it doesn't value addition to your career. So some people like this, especially young generation, they go for the fashion. Like you have to have a focus. Where I want to be. I should do only what I want, not my friend is asking, not my parents asking. So otherwise, you're simply wasting your time and it doesn't add to your profile. And even the lifetime partner, either you like it or not, you have to live with that person. So it's going to be a nightmare. That's high involved. The low involved is opposite, like not expensive. So very frequently you're buying. So even if you have made a wrong choice, you can bear up the loss. Like what? Buying a t-shirt, not expensive. So that very frequently you are buying compared to the house you are making. You are buying the t-shirts more frequently. If you don't like it, you wear it. If you don't like it, you give it as a gift. So you are a very generous person. So you are giving gift. Not that you are giving it, but that you don't like it. So it's something bearable. So even stationaries, those ones we don't care because in terms of the budget, it's a small number. Take down those two. Like the topic is type of buying which you can say that. Under customer involvement, so you can take down like high involved products and low involved products. The customer involvement, we can see two the involvement, high involved products and the low involved products. You can have like two branches as it's always like the customer involvement, high involved and low involved. So under high involvement, so you can write down like expensive, not very frequently buying. Then you should ask. The customer involvement. Under customer involvement, we see two branches, high involvement and low involvement. So under high involvement, we say like it's expensive and not very frequently buying. And the third characteristic is in case if a mistake happens. In case if a mistake happens, hard to recover the loss. And the other side is okay, like not expensive. Expensive and frequently buying. Is to bear of the loss. Is to bear of the loss if a mistake happens. Bear of the loss. If mistake. So you can take down example for each. For the high involved product, laptops, house, career. Low involved product like shoes, stationery, food items. That is one side. So since they are very expensive, so your involvement is also they take a lot of time and you collect a lot of information. But in this case, so you won't collect the information when you are buying a t-shirt. You won't worry about the way that you are buying a laptop. The brand differences, we see there are significant brand differences sometimes, and there you don't see much brand difference. There are some instances where you are buying high quality product. That means very expensive, not frequently buying product. In case you made mistakes, it's very hard for you to recover that. And then across the brands, so you see a significant difference. So that it's a very complex decision for you to make. Just imagine you are buying a laptop. You know that you are not buying laptop as the way that you are buying the stationery. So for all 4 years, you might buy one laptop. So even whenever you are buying an automobile, then you know that one brand is significantly different from another brand. Whether you are going for Apple or Toshiba or Acer or MSI, so many brands are there. And under each brand, so many versions are there. So each version is significantly different from the other one. Each brand is significantly different from the other brand. Then it's a complex decision. So that it takes a lot of time for you to make your mind. So you are doing a lot of information search. You do a lot of shopping. You are browsing the internet a lot. Then you have like in the mind, you have like a table. So this brand, what are the features that I have found? This brand, this laptop is good because of these reasons, but it has these weaknesses as well. Another brand, another version, this is good because of these things. But the problem is I don't have money to accommodate. Each version is having pros and cons. The items that you like, the items that you don't like. So that it takes time. So in that kind of a situation, we call it as a complex buying behavior. So you are making a very complex decision because you don't know which one to take because each one is different from the other one, even if it's substantial for your budget. So that's the name. So how should marketers handle it? So we have to have the empathy. We should understand this is a complex product. This is a complex buying behavior. So the people, they make a risky decision. So the brands also significantly differ from each other. So we have to give time for people to search it. Time for people to analyze those information. Time for people to make their mind because they are also in a dilemma. I don't know which one to buy. So as marketeers, so you should not rush the customer. You have to provide as much as possible information. And also you have to be a kind of help to your customer. So suppose that if you are running a laptop trading company, so if one customer step in, don't expect that customer to buy the laptop on the same day. Never happens. So that person is getting information and go, and after some time, again that person comes and will ask the same information. So you have to be patient. So you should understand this person is having a complex situation. So that means you have to, for the sales staff, you have to have a very good tolerance. Sometimes the same question asking in different angles. So you might be really tired of answering that one because likewise per day, if you are getting like 10 customers, now you get tired of answering the same thing again and again. For the 10th one, the one who is coming around 5 o'clock to say that don't ask, just go. If you don't have the patience. Because you yourself is tired of answering. But if that is the case, your staff is not well trained to handle that kind of customers. And also, you have to make sure like you are the facilitator. Because now this person is also having a doubt to which product and which brand do I have to go. So you should be a friend. Because people, normally, we are very comfortable with the people, not with the product. Sometimes it's the same product, but we go for a certain shops because the way that the person is convincing is you like. Isn't it? Same product, the same laptop, but you like A company, not the B company, just because of the stuff. Because if something happened, you know that we can reach that person. That person is very helpful. That person was giving some information where you never thought of. Then you treat that person as a friend. So the sales staff should be a facilitator, not a person rush. And you have to have a patience. And also you have to provide information as much as possible. And also you have to guide the customer to look at it in a different angle and guide the customer to make the correct choice. Even though your product may not be the superior product, highlight the weaknesses. This is not the best, but we are good in these aspects. Of course, we have these weaknesses. If you are fine, you can do. Then at least we know. By knowing, we accept. Even those issues are coming, we already told it. That's been informed. Like have this box and or else like simply say complex buying behavior. Example, buying a laptop. Complex buying behavior. The example, buying a laptop. Not only laptops, like even making a construction, because there may be different constructors. So long as the brand differences are even buying with automobile, Aqua is different from another fridge. Toyota is different from design. So marketing implications provide as much as possible information. So how marketers handle that kind of scenario. One thing is provide as much as possible information. Marketing implication, first bullet, provide as much as possible information. Give advices. Be a friend to customer. Don't rush the customer. Be patient. So that's why even if the open days, they feel like they are not asking, okay, we will give you the details, you get registered today itself. No, that this is it won't happen on this. So that's why they are giving like brochures, information is summarized, you go home and read it. Because you want that information to make a choice. And then you are giving a time period for them to register. You need some time. And also that's why they are giving like one-to-one consultation. It's not like everyone who's looking to the class and giving all the information. No, because individual person is having individual way of looking at the degree. So that you have to have a one-to-one consultation. Because your requirement, my requirement of following a degree may be different from someone else. So that's like you need some advices. And you are taking variety seeking. Now, the brand difference is significant. This is significant. But very frequently you are buying because it's not that expensive. So that you can go for a variety. So one time you go for this brand and another time you can go for another brand. You can make that difference. Like fashion items. So the one time you go for a one shop, the next time you can go for another shop. So within like shorter period of time, you can try different varieties. So and also you love to expose to varieties whenever you make a choice. Just imagine a situation where the those days, see those kind of models are there. Like you have all the clothing, all the clothing items. I mean, they are on a rack. And the salesperson is after that. And there is a table as well. And the customer is after the table. So then what you have to do is like, you as a customer, you go there, you have to finger one. Can I see this one? Especially when you're buying saris. And then they give it, and then you have to see, and then if you like it, take. So that means it's restricted the customer being exposed to the variety. Then the modern way is like everything is hanged. So there is no any barriers. You can go as a way that you expose so that you can make a choice. The novel way is more comfortable because you have the room to experience the variety. Out of the variety, you can make a choice because that is what we expect from fashion. Like variety seeking and buying clothes. We want to know, we want to see like lot of varieties. From the varieties, we feel comfortable, okay, we have gone for the best. So that's the nature for the fashion items like the clothing items, accessories, handbags, shoes, where the people look for their variety, so they are for retailers should look for that. So that's why normally people wish to go for a shopping mall than for a small shop. Because more that you can express. Now, variety speaking, fashion items, example. Marketing implications. Example fashion items that means clothing, bags, accessories, shoes. That marketing implications means what should marketers give? So give the variety. Marketing implication means giving the variety. Normally, like, if you, I say analyze that in the last New Year festival, when the bank is collaborating with the retail, the outlets, whenever they are giving the promotions, say for an example, commercial bank, whenever they are giving promotions to the more limit, 1 week. But for the fashion bank, it's another week, not the same week. But people look for the variety. So this week they stimulate people to come to no limit. Once they realize in another 2 weeks time there is another promotion in another place, you can bring the same customer back so that you can increase the volume. Normally they won't give promotion at the same time across different brands. Yeah. And the other one is habitual buying. So those are like some marketing points where you can practice the commercial benefits you are working out, because so that's why marketing is being told for the finance experts. Whenever they are coming with those ideas, you can say that no point of giving the promotion to all the brands on the same week, because you are losing the market potential. So give for certain months and then offer another one in another week, so that you can increase the volume, because the same customer can go to another place on another day, because the people go for the variety. Habitual, what does that mean? In the habitual buying behavior, where the involvement is low, and also we don't see much of a brand difference. That's the difference. We don't care the brand much. So either A brand or B brand, it's not significantly different. So that since very frequently we are buying, we go for the habit. There is no reason, but we go for a particular brand as a habit. This is also like I told you that Sigmund Freud, the Pavlovian theory, that we can put the people into condition. You guys in the class? Like we can put the people into a condition. Like Sigmund Freud, who is the well-known psychologist. So who invented, who like do the research based on the people's behavior. But the people can't be taken as a subject. So we have been substitute for the dog. Because some of our behavior is similar to dog's behavior. And also some we have been substitute for the rat and monkeys. They can't directly study human behavior because it will badly affect them. And then whether you have been exposed, there was one topic or something. That a particular research group taken a person for a research, but somewhere in the middle, the person got the conscious mind. Otherwise, the person was in the unconscious mind. At a particular point, the conscious mind came and the person became a very weird person and gone to the environment and damaged the entire world, because the mind is very powerful. So you have to come to a particular point to live in a normal way. That's why even like in our brain, only few percentage is working. Not the entire brain is working. Because if the entire brain starts working, we will also become weird. So that's why it needs to have a sleep. So that's why if you are not sleeping, so or like after a few days, so we are not normal. It's the way. So therefore, normally we don't play around with the human's brain. Instead, we take the animals like monkeys, dogs, likewise. So for this Pavlovian theory, Sigmund Freud took the monkey and the dog. So they gave the ring, ringing the bell, and after ringing the bell, giving the food. Continuously did it. And then even like then once the dog here the bell is ringing, now the dog is ready for the food. So that means we put the dog into a condition by repeating. Same thing we do. Like if you give a food to a dog in a particular time, so dog doesn't have a watch, but on time is there. So waiting for the food. So it's like putting that person into a condition. And even like if you have like some pets at home, so if that pet is used to come to the bed and wake you up, even on the poor day, the same thing. Unless otherwise you are going to keep the door and lock and keep the dog outside. Because dog doesn't know whether it's the boy day, you have to play it more. Condition, Pavlovian theory. So he did the same thing for a monkey. Put the monkey into a cage, monkey was dancing in a particular rhythm, the door was open. The monkey learned from it, if I'm jumping like this door will open. Condition. So by the time the monkey is in the door, very frequently the monkey knows how to get the door open. Because it's conditioned. You and me also like this. Oh, like if you have a habit of having dinner with a particular program, telegram or something, like say it is going at 8 o'clock. Even if you are eating 8 o'clock you feel hungry, you feel like you are having dinner. So it's you are being conditioned. And if you have like the habit of having a dessert after the meal, even though you are having a very rich meal, still you have not completed. Because that dessert is not done, it's conditioned. So because you just analyze certain people. So my mother is like that. So she needs a banana at last. So no matter like wherever she go and whatever the restaurant is, she is looking for that banana. Otherwise, she don't feel like it's completed. So it's Pavlovian theory. Okay, so we should understand like we are being conditioned, so the market is nicely looking. Oh. That's called habitual buying. Like we can put the people into a habit. When we go to a supermarket, you have seen like certain the handies, they are keeping closer to the counter. Why? Because people now they are waiting in the queue. So while they are waiting in the queue, they just look around. What time is? So then they see the chocolate. Let me see this one. Just get one. Have it. If you feel the like very tasty, the next day also you do the same. So then repeatedly you are doing the same. So then it becomes conditioned. After shopping, you need that chocolate. It's called impulse buying and habitual buying. So where we can put you into a condition without that you can't live. We can make you addicted. So that's what like the alcohol they do. Tobacco they do. Make it as a habit. So then you can't live without it. And certain medicines you get addicted. And mainly like the candy, some nuts. So then you can't live without that nuts. And even stationery. So you're not brand loyal. So just if you see the stationery, like if you suppose that if you want to buy a pen, so you get a pen and then now it's nicely writable. The next day you don't go for that brand, but once you see it, you feel like take it. So therefore, marketing implication is keep it in a more visible way and a very reachable. Unless otherwise it's not brand. You don't search for that. But you can put that into a habit. So that's what the supermarkets are doing, and also that's what the mainly some of the stationeries are. So that's why in the stationery shops, all the pens are in a visible range. They are not in the shelf or something. Which was nice. Stationeries and even ice cream, that's also one sort of candy. Yeah, the marketing implications. Develop a habit of buying. We have to develop the habit of buying it by keeping the product in a more visible place. Now in the supermarket, if you nicely analyze, they like implement this for different products. Sometimes it's for candy, sometimes it's for nuts, and sometimes it's for perfume. Now they are bringing the perfume also close to the account because it's like impulse. If you feel like this smell is nice, you get it. also, the one more thing I forgot to tell you, like, yeah, that's totally goes with the perception and the learning in the supermarket. So you do sometimes yeah, promotions within the supermarket. You say that yeah, this brand is on discount today. Normally they put it in a yellow color the tag, so that it's visible. And you nicely analyze it, and sometimes the kiosks they take certain products separately. Say that if it is a particular biscuit is in a shell, but they take some biscuits out and keep it in the traffic area and keep a price tag more visible. We take to our mind some discount, but it's not. When we come across. That's because through the perception, through the learning, we see the world. We see that always yellow color tag is the discount. So that's what the habit is gone. So the habitually we look at it that way, but it's not. So that's Pavlovian theory, condition. To the mind, we have put a condition. If a yellow color tag is there wherever within the supermarket, that's discounted price, but sometimes they manipulate it. The last one, the dissonance regression. Dissonance regression. This mostly happen like the product is very expensive, but you don't care the brand. It's like this. So let's see what is the meaning of dissonance feeling. The dissonance feeling is something like this. That's mainly happen for expensive products. Like if you are purchasing expensive products, even after purchasing, you keep on thinking about it. Don't you? Like once you have purchased a laptop, so now you have done a lot of homework. You ask from many people, you have searched from different sources, and you are going for shopping. Even after purchasing, still you worry your money. Whether I have gone for a correct choice. If you are purchasing a vehicle, so now you have searched to the maximum level, then you have purchased it. But still you are worrying whether I have made a correct choice. Aren't you? That feeling is the one that we call as dissonance feeling. If there is a brand difference, brand will justify your decision. Like say, you have purchased a particular, I have purchased a particular mobile phone, you have purchased Apple phone. Features are more or less the same. And then someone would say that I have the same features, but you have this one, but you have paid like almost 200,000. But I paid like half of the price that you paid, but I'm doing the same task as you did. But still you have to justify your decision. You don't get worried, you won't get dissonance feeling because you say that no, this is Apple. The brand will safeguard your feeling of being disappointed. But if the brand is not good, then normally that feeling is there. Like that's why once you purchase a laptop, you go and show it to the friend who is good in computer. And see that I purchased this one for this price, do you think it's good? And that's why you purchase a vehicle and you show it to your friends, especially the ones who know the market and say that I purchased for this price, do you think it's fine? You got married and you go to the community and see how other people are commenting on your partner. So if you get a negative comment, so it's a disaster because you also start looking at that person from negative. It's a matter of perception. Unless otherwise your mind is not strong. If your mind is strong, I don't care anyone. So I like this, so that's why I buy it. So, but if the brand is immaterial, what I do? So in your purchase, So in the purchase itself, you try your level best to reduce the dishonest fee. That is why it's called dishonest reducing buying. Because brand will not safeguard you. If that is the case, no point of giving the priority for the brand. You have to give the priority for somewhere else because it's expensive. Otherwise, I will be disappointed later. So you have to use the disappointing feeling after purchase. That's the idea. It's kind of product. Curtain materials, curtain. Just imagine like you put the curtain in your house. You purchase from a like good shop, and they fix it up, and you spend like almost 350,000. Normally for a house, maximum 2 sets of curtains are there because there are no place to keep those. Even one is enough. You wash it and hang it over because it's expensive. Just imagine you made it and you spend like 150, and the one visitor came. Nobody, ladies are like always just asking those ones. So they're asking, okay, it's a nice one. From where did you get it? Yeah, you probably say that I got it from the shop. And then it's this much, and likewise it's 150. It's posting it also coming from the other side. So then the lady was nicely asking, saying that, okay, I got the same thing, but I got from Colombo. Cost me only 80,000, less than 100,000. Then you start burning inside. You have lost this much. More than like 50,000, like 1/3 you have lost. Because it's the same looking, same material, same capacity. So you can't hang the brand with the curtain. No one cares. So therefore, those kind of products, marketers should understand the brand is immaterial, it's the design, quality, and the review. So that you have to give those three, no point of highlighting the. So the curtain material, the fabric material for the furniture, no point. The quality is there, the design is there, so if the durability is there. So that is the most important. Okay. Curtain materials. Marketing implications. No need to highlight the brand. Give the best quality, durability, and the design, unique designs. That's why, like, in fact, most of the people are very much comfortable to get the curtains done from home because they don't care from where that they have got it. So it's a good market for that. So that people those ones that they check. The last topic for this subject, this area of consumer thing. Any questions out of those types of dimensions? The way that people make decisions. You have to give the durability and you have to give the design and also the quality. So we go to the last one, the buyer decision making process. It means when we are purchasing something, we go through these steps. That's the idea. It's buyer decision making process. Don't get confused with the previous one. Previous one is where, but this one is process of making. So, as you can see, when we want to buy something, first we have to identify that we need it. Then only we search information about what we can buy. Then we evaluate the alternatives, purchase and post-purchase. It is how we progress and finally purchase. Needs recognition means, I told you like some of the needs, other person can give us. You are not hungry, but when other people is eating, you feel like you also want that. You don't feel like having an ice cream, but whenever you are looking at the other person is having ice cream, you also feel like I also should have that ice cream. It's externally stimulated. So some of the needs are there. The people looking at somebody else's is consuming, especially tourism. The people go to nice places and put the pictures in the FB. You also feel like on the next vacation I should go. So it's the marketing side. Marketeers know that in like fashion. So when certain kind of people are wearing a certain kind of dress, others follow it and it will become a trend because they are externally influenced. It's not that you want it, just because you looking at another person looks nice, so that you also want to look nice by that. Education. It's not that you want to do the ones, it's not self-confident, all the office mates are doing anything, you also want to have it. It's not your choice. So likewise, marketeers know that certain needs externally stimulate. So that you have to give that external stimulation. Make it popular, now that everyone is following this one, so that because we have a lot of reference buying, we don't want something, but we want to see other people to look at us in this way. If they are doing it, we also want to do it, like in tourism, education, and the fashion, that matters a lot. But certain things are biologically created. Hunger, those kind of things automatically created. So that we should understand. People get the need, recognition means you feel like I want it. Either it's inbuilt, you yourself feel that I'm hungry. Or else, for certain version of food, since another person is looking at having ice cream, I also want it. It's both way you can stimulate. And some of the things you want for the body and some of the things that you want for the mind. Some of the things. You want to listen to music, it's not to the body, it's to the mind. Okay? So likewise, we should understand people get the need recognition either internally to a body or internally to a mind or else externally stimulated. Okay. So then once we have got it, and also like this goes with the just noticeable difference, that threshold I told you, it's there with you, but externally it can be stimulated. Until then, you won't realize that you had that requirement. Then you start searching information, different sources. Either you ask from yourself, like your own experience, or else from the media, or else from the commercials, or maybe you are asking from your friends, like different sources you are collecting information. And you evaluate the alternatives. If I go for it, what I get, how much do I have to pay? So then you have the same thinking for the other alternatives as well. Then you make a purchase. You decide, okay, I'll go for this one. Even at that point, the marketplace can improve. How? Because sometimes you have done a lot of homework. You collect the information, you have gone for shopping, like say you want to buy a laptop. Then now you make your mind, okay, I will buy a laptop from this shop. You are going with the money. So then now you are waiting and you met a friend who coming up with the laptop, the same brand, same version that you are going to buy. Person saying that I purchased this just few months ago, now it's got stuck. Don't you think you change your mind? Of course you are, it is your friend. You will also in the same boat, if you are going to buy the same brand from the shop. Say that, okay, you step out from the shop saying it's okay, I will do some more. I will further search. Marketers know it. Even in the others attitude, it's very powerful, even at the purchase point. And also like unexpected situational factors. Something like now, you feel like I want a laptop because all the others are having a laptop, so that I also should buy. Externally stimulated. Search information and you have done a lot of homework. Anyhow, you make your mind, okay? So your best option is a particular one. but you don't have the money to buy the best one, then you go for the second best because there is a 50,000 price tag. Anyhow, make your mind. Now you are free. Once you go there, you realize the ones that you have foregone, that you are sacrificing because you don't have a money, that is on discount. Now there is no 50,000 price tag. It's maybe 25,000. So anyhow, you push your budget up to go for the best, aren't you? Situational factors. So no matter how much time that you have done for the previous steps, even that point you can let the customer mind change. That's what the supermarkets are doing. So you go for a particular brand of a soap, next brand is on discount. Change up. So that's why people come with the card and saying that today these ones are discount because those products are not brand loyal. Either you go for A or B, it's not immaterial, it's not material. There. So we say that situational factors. If you want to take on this, take on the buying process, pick it up. So you don't need to take down all these things because when you get down, it's a decision making process. Need recognition, if you want, you can take down like the internally aroused, like hunger, and externally stimulated. Following a degree, having a laptop, having a vehicle, the visiting like tourism. Looking at it, you know, don't you feel like even though it's your life, how many times that you are being controlled by your life? You're not living the life that you are from. So you are like a dummy to others. The information search and evaluation, that's nothing much. You come to a place. So that can be influenced by attitude of the others. So the attitude of the others, you say that like the laptop's case, the one who comes with the negative attitude, he might change. Yeah. Unexpected situational factors. So the one that we are sacrificing, if it is on discounted price, you will change your mind, even at the last moment. So that's why the lot of supermarkets are doing on-site promotion. Within the site promotion, no matter which brand that you are stepping into the supermarket, if you see that another brand is on discount, you change the brand. Post-purchase behavior means like now you have purchased, now you are using it, you are comparing it, but you have expected. So then you decide whether you are happy or not. So normally we go through these steps whenever we are buying something. Take down this tutorial. Customers are progressing. Customers are progressing. Customers are progressing. In several steps. In several steps. When buying for that. When buying a product. Do you think each of such steps equally important for all the products? If you're comparing this, what would be the answer? I will never ask you to explain these things, huh? Because I don't undermine your status. It's like very small question. I don't answer. I'm asking for something like this. Indirectly, I'm checking the knowledge. That will be like 5 minutes. But I'm these steps are there. My question is, we are proceeding with these steps. Importance of each of these steps. Is it equal or different products? That's my question. You agree? Of course, two options, either you agree or not. But I need the rationale as well. If you agree, you say that why you agree. If you don't agree, you say that you don't agree. Take for 5 minutes and have a chat with your friend, and then I'll come back to you in 5 minutes.
All the product made.
Yes. Agree or not? No. I said.
Evaluation of all.
What's the answer from this side? This one. No, why? Does anyone is having a idea agree or disagree?
Do you think that each of these steps equally important for all the product? Just imagine like you go for a habit. Sometimes you don't feel like you need a chocolate. You simply purchase it. You bypass all the steps. So then you start just purchase and consume it. You don't need for 3 steps. But you want to wrapper, then you start from the beginning. And if you want to like you might be hungry, so then need is there, but you are not searching information and evaluating as the way that you are giving to a laptop. Some people are like that, but generally, for a food, we don't take much time. Yeah, because if you are taking much time, so sometimes it's not natural. To tell you one story. It's a bit of a funny, but so you can, it's good for you to understand people how people make the decision. So can you remember the day that we had like protest? So in the workplace, like the people are coming and there's no transport. So then we suffered like this. We also went. Okay. So then there is no transport mode. So the way that it goes and the whatever the lorry and whatever, so that you just get on and then went. Like this one lecturer, it's very the logical thinker. Okay. They're coming from the science background. Okay. Now he's in the management is in. So we are going with that. Not me, I because I didn't go. So I know that my strength, I can't walk that much. So then another group of people, the boys who went, that person also has joined to that small group. So then the particular vehicles are going. So then other people anyhow want to jump in and move. That person is saying that, okay, how many people are roughly, you can guess like how many people are there. And the person said that for this kind of a vehicle, the maximum can afford this. So already this much of people are on board so that we can't log anyhow. You see the way that the persons are analyzing? It's no point. So there are some cases like that, but I'm not referring to those ones. So then, like, since passing all the vehicles, they have came from Japura to the toll place by walking because this person is not getting into any vehicle, counting the maximum weight and how many people are. Like fun. So on the way that they are coming back, the people have avoided person. Without you can't leave and this person is not coming also. So everyone was like going through that different avenues and thinking that we have the same thing because this person can't leave and also go. So that's how you give the way for the information searching and evaluating unnecessarily. And the other problem is the same person. Like we are giving the permit. So then some use the permit and some is we are selling the permit. Either is two options. And when the people are selling the permit, different people give different offers. So then he was waiting for the best offer, the analyzing, the mathematician. In fact. So then from one place it's a particular offer, another place like he was like the calculating the value of the money and those points, inflation and everything was like the financial point because he's a mathematician. So then the other people anyhow the best price gave. So then all of a sudden midnight all the permits cancelled. Don't know really. Understand? Like too much spending time for information search and evaluation, unnecessarily for unnecessary product. So you should understand how much weight is required. Otherwise, sometimes you are trying to analyze rigorously to go for the best option. So instead of taking the best option, you are using all the options. Those two examples. Either you are walking from that distance to this distance, walking, you are just stressing yourself. You are analyzing to get the best vehicle, but it's not the best vehicle, whatever vehicle you have taken in that kind of distance. Logical thinking may not work always. So the answer for this kind of question is like that, where whenever you are answering for the exam, first you have to explain these other steps. And then you take two different products. If you are buying a laptop, you go like this, but if you are going for a pen or something, or just candy, we even bypass the first three steps. Once we see it, we go for it. Just find out the answers in your way so that you can write the answers later. Okay. Just thinking we are signing or else we start another one. Okay, your assignment is a group assignment. So where you have to submit a report plus presentation. So you have only they give you a time. Yeah. Your assignment, I'll take your presentations. So normally we have lectures on Sunday. Yeah? Isn't it? Is the extension that you have? So we make that 9. So you have to submit the report 18. 18th, I'll ask the institute to prepare the link. So that part, like the way that I'm giving the marks, 50% it's a group mark. Like say, entire CA, say 50 marks are being allocated. 25 marks for the report, which is a group mark. Like say, all of you have belongs to one group, so you get a group mark for the report. But you have to make it as a presentation. So the presentation is English one. And the presentation I will give you you don't have much groups. No? So do we have the groups already? How many members are there? 5 members. Okay. So like maximum how many groups?
Objects in this way.
Some subjects, yeah.
Extension.
All right, okay. That's fine. Yeah. So the roughly 5 to 6 members in each group. Not more than that. If it is more than that, then I am sure good. See, it's fine. What you have to do is you have to select a particular product or a service, and then you have to discuss how the innovation has been taken place to offer that to the customer, the particular customer. So that means what's the role of innovation in marketing? That's the basic, the scope what I'm checking. The role of innovation in a given marketing context. So the content should be something like this. The first you have to have a background. So the background means like how innovation can be taken place in the marketing context. Because innovation is different, it's the broader concept. For that one, you can use the sources. Like I don't mind even the chat GPT. That's okay. I want you to get the knowledge. So how the innovation is taking place to the marketing business. So that means you say that this way we do the innovation. So likewise, even you can come across with examples, general examples. Not only limited to Sri Lanka, but also world examples. So this kind of like say smartphone technology, it's an innovation. So they said this company did it in this year, so this was successful like that. So likewise, you say the different the ways that the innovation can take place in the marketing discipline, so that you can come to us with the world example. You don't need to limit to the local example. So that is one part. Then you can take the particular product or a brand on your choice, and you propose from that learning what kind of innovation that you can do to the product, either product or a service that you have developed, and you give the suggestion. This can be done in this way as well. You understand, like your assignment is having 2 parts. So one thing is just explore all these. Even you can talk about the failures, the possible ways of doing innovations in marketing. That's one side that you have to discuss with the examples. So in a particular approach, you can say this is a success case and this is a failure case. Ideally, you can discuss it. So that part will take like 60% of your weight in your assignment. And another 40% is then you take a particular product in the Sri Lankan context and saying that this product can be innovated like this. Because now you know the methods that's being used, you can make some suggestions. But it's less weight. So in the report, you have to say that these are the strategies, these are the ways the innovation can be taken place in the marketing discussion. That is one topic. You can discuss each of that with the examples. Success cases, if failure cases also you come across, discuss about the failure cases. And then introduce the product or the service that you have selected. So just one page is in, not more than, but I want more details in the other part. And that's totally fine. You can borrow from any sources, but give the references from where that you have taken it. Don't hide it. So then select, introduce the product or the brand whatever the product or service. This is what you select. And then the third part, so your suggestions for improvement by using that the integrations in knowledge. Those are the three keys. We'll make that 19 to roughly have 3D. That's enough because the substantial portion you can borrow from the internet. And that's not articulating the product of your. And your group for the presentation, since it's only a 15-minute presentation, I don't want to see like everyone is presenting something. One or two can make a presentation, but the ones who are not presenting, I'm asking a question. The ones making a presentation, I'm not asking a question because it's individual one. Ones who are not presenting, like I will pick and choose and say that what does this mean? It's up to you whether you are being a presenter or you are not being a presenter. So I'm giving individual marks to you because unless otherwise, like there is no way of tracking the free like this. The come who is like to be a hand up, please put my name also. Substantial amount, so I won't like those people to entertain. So, and also in the report, you have to list down what you have done to complete the report. Who did which task? You have a table. So list down the tasks that you have done and have your columns for each person. So that with the numbers. This person contribute to this group like this. And then the other person like this and put the e-signature. Otherwise, like you can punish the ones who don't like. Say that's for an example, I'm the leader, I'm like mainly the reading and I don't like to. So I put like you haven't contributed. Then I submit. So you are penalized because the lecturer doesn't know anything about it. So that means you have to put the remember like if I'm finalizing that table, I'm saying that okay, you contribute for 3 tasks, so you have to agree. Yes, I agree. So you have to put signature. Anything else? Right, okay. Who is the class representative? He's not there. Okay. Second one, second job. Second to better. So shall I put third one from the class? Okay, you'll account. Any volunteer? How many? Shall I pick someone? Shall I pick someone? So what you have to do is, you take the list. You divide the members as wish. I delegate my authority. Okay. So as to wish you divide. So then after that, then you have to compromise with her. You want to change, but not change at last moment because anyway you have like only 3 weeks left. Anything else? Clear? No word limit. Okay. There is no word limit for my assignments because I want bring the marks for the net. You can take from anywhere, even ChatGPT is fine because I want to get you the knowledge, resources, but show me from where that you have taken. And the way that you can uplift your grade, bring as much as possible exam. So that this include this the practice. If you can take at least a couple of cases, the success cases and the failure cases, great. And also like the prior level best to not to repeat the same example. Because anyway, you are a small crowd. So then say that Yola belongs to one group and Yola belongs to another group. And then, so both can, because you might be searching from the same sources. So you might come across with the same strategies for strategy A. So if you are giving one example, you better go for another example. Something like that. So that from the assignment itself, we learn and we are being exposed to many examples. It's like otherwise, if you are repeating the same example, even though you are not copying, I might get an intention that you are copying from others. Understand? You are not, I know that you are very genuine, but it has not a function. And bad feeling, like bad history. People are copying, so now I see the world from their point. Anything else? For sure, I'm asking the questions, those are not presenting. It's a must. Just one question. Don't know from where that I'm picking up. But you're present, not from India. Present करने की कोई आशा the outside. So every member should know what you are taking. And shall we start? Anything else you want to ask? So I will take the presentations and when we have semester, you have a little bit more time. Semester for a time, don't know. I guess. August. Yes, August. 6 4 weeks.
I think 6 weeks.
I might ask this the place to specialize your bench. It's okay. You will get it all later. Okay, then we'll stop for today and then hope you will enjoy. You have afternoon session as well. Enjoy the afternoon session. I think that Hindi the people having someone should drop me an email and ask me to be. So I will send on some here. Then you can upload it to the group.